Greetings, my excellent friends. The Dead Monk welcomes you to Purgatory. I just got back from seeing Men in Black International, and I'd like to tell you what I thought. We'll get into spoiler territory in just a bit, but before that, let me just give you my overall opinion on it. Yeah, I thought it was fine. Wasn't fantastic, it certainly had some flaws, but it wasn't bad. The first one is obviously the best. If you liked the first two sequels, Men in Black 2 and 3, then I think you'll enjoy this movie. The tone is very much the same as the other Men in Black movies. Had some fun alien characters. The story was mostly good. I did not regret going to see it. But now that I have seen it, well, we're gonna see what everybody else thinks about it too. So let's take a look. First at IMDB. So as of right now, it's sitting at a 5.5. I feel like that's probably a little low. As I said, it's not great, but yeah, it's fine. Although, how did the other ones fare? Let's see, the first one is a 7.3. Okay, and then 6.1, 6.8. So, yeah, currently this is sitting as the lowest of the Men in Black movies. And then Rotten Tomatoes. Ooh, critics hate it. Audience score 71%. Now, I must note, as I said in my Rotten Tomatoes video, Rotten Tomatoes is not a review site. You should never trust any scores you see on here because it's not a review site, it's merely a website designed to sell you Fandango tickets. Don't trust what you see here. Wow, look at all these splatters over here. The critics don't like anything. So I didn't look at any of these numbers before I went to see the movie, because, I don't care what critics think, and you can't trust audience scores on Rotten Tomatoes anymore. I had no expectations going into the movie. I didn't watch any trailers. I typically do not watch trailers before seeing a movie, but I did hear some grumbling about the trailer, or a trailer, I don't know how many there are, about Tessa Thompson saying something about women in black. Alright, that was not the tone of the movie. It was just a couple lines. Yeah, they put that in the trailer because they know that that'll generate a lot of buzz, get people talking about it, and they get all that free publicity. The tone of the movie was very much like the other ones, so if you're worried about the movie being too woke, no, don't be worried. You get a couple lines that 10 years ago, nobody would care. It would have just been a joke in the movie, no one would care. Now, of course, we blow everything out of proportion. So I think people were worried that Chris Hemsworth would be playing basically the same character he did in that 2016 abomination that shall not be named. The bumbling idiot that's just there to be eye candy. But no, he does not play that character. He's a competent agent. He's not an idiot. He's a good agent. He's a little reckless. Doesn't always like to follow the rules. But definitely not an idiot. He's not just there to look pretty. No, it's like the other Men in Black movies. You have a couple agents. They run around, meet some aliens, have to save the world. Yeah, standard fare. So as I said, if you liked all of the first three movies, then give this one a shot. You'll probably like this too. Oh, and you see on this poster right here, this is Pawnee. I don't know if he showed up in any trailers or anything, but he's an alien that, well, they all are chess pieces. He's a pawn, so Tessa Thompson names him Pawnee.
Clever girl.
He provides the most laughs in the movie. He's great. His sarcastic wit should give you a few laughs. So in my opinion, he's the star of the movie. Now, I did have a few issues with it, but I don't think we can really get into those unless we're getting into spoilers. So I guess it's time for
spoilers.
So the first time we see Tessa Thompson's character, Agent M, she's just a child. This is 20 years ago or something like that. She's just a child, and there's this little alien that shows up at her house. The Men in Black come, they wipe out her parents' memory of their being there, because they saw the alien too. They wipe their memories, but they don't wipe out hers. She helps this little alien get away. Now, later on, when they're trying to get back the super weapon that an alien gave them and that was stolen from them by another alien that it looks like a beard, well, they're both getting their asses kicked, and they only don't get killed because, well, the big alien that's about to kill them, well, she realizes that oh, this is the same alien that she met when she was a child. It must have been a child too, because it's now humongous, and before it was tiny. I rolled my eyes at this a little bit. This was not a way I wanted them to get out of this situation. Oh, but before that, when Chris Hemsworth, Agent H, when he's fighting the big alien, at some point he's on the floor and there's a hammer there, he picks it up, jumps up, the music changes a little bit, it's like, oh, it's Thor, I see what you're doing there. It was a little silly. Didn't really get a laugh out of me. I think that one was another eye roll. But whatever, they're trying to play up with it. But it's this little tiny hammer. Throws it at the alien, and the alien just catches it. Another problem I had, it was just so obvious who the bad guy was. And I didn't even know Liam Neeson was going to be in the movie till I got there and he was on screen. I said, oh, Liam Neeson, great. Love him. I don't know, maybe he's in trailers too? Like I said, didn't watch him. Anyway, it was far too obvious right away that he was going to be the bad guy. He's the mole in MIB. There's this other agent, Agent C, that he doesn't like Agent H. And he thinks that Liam Neeson, High T, that he's cutting him way too much slack and always gives them the benefit of the doubt. They really want you to not like Agent C, and then later on when he's sending out a team to try to capture Agent H and Agent M, they're trying to make it look like, oh, maybe he's the mole and you're not supposed to like him. But that was too obvious. But no, of course they weren't doing that. I mean, it was too obvious. Like I said, right away, it's Liam Neeson. And I think that was my biggest complaint with the movie. Oh, and at the end of the movie, when Emma Thompson shows up again, she's in charge of Men in Black New York, and she says she had a feeling that there was something wrong in London, and that's the MIB branch that Liam Neeson was in charge of. And so we find out that because she thought there was something wrong in London, this is why she sent Agent M to London. A brand new agent that was fresh out of training? That really didn't make any sense to me. I didn't tell her about it at all. Well, she just assumed that this rookie agent is going to, on her own, discover that there's something wrong in London and fix it. That was a little silly. Well, and then there's just the general overall story in that you have rookie agent gets teamed up with veteran agent and have to save the world. Which, it's fine that's generally what happened in the first one. But, it's the fourth movie, they have some new characters. It's okay if one of them is a veteran agent, one of them's a rookie agent. That's fine. So yeah, the movie wasn't perfect, but there were plenty of things I liked. I liked the characters. I thought Chris Hemsworth was great in the movie. Tessa Thompson, she was pretty good. This critics' consensus thing here says stars substantial chemistry. No, I wouldn't say that. They weren't bad together, but no, I didn't feel like they had that much chemistry. I've been watching the show Good Omens on Amazon. That is some chemistry. David Tennant and Michael Sheen. Chemistry galore. Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth, as I said, they're not bad together, but I wouldn't say substantial chemistry. Liam Neeson, well, it was a relief to see him not try to be an action star, because, it's always funny watching those movies that he does where they try to make him an action star. He's a little too old for that. I can't remember exactly which movie it was. Maybe it was one of the Takens, where they had him climbing over a fence and they had to have the camera cut to they had to cut from one camera to another like 15 times as he went over the fence, just to try to make it look intense. So it was nice seeing him in an appropriate role, and he was fine. Emma Thompson, she wasn't in it very much, so can't say much about her. She was good in what she did, but yeah, not very much. But as I said, the star of the movie was Pawnee. The scene when they're trying to fix the little anti-grav motorcycle thing this thing right here. The scene where they're trying to fix that and they're not talking to each other and they talk through Pawnee. Yeah, Pawnee's great. So, love him. Alright, so let's get a brief look at what some of these critics that hate the movie have to say. Yeah, Thor joke comes across as forced. As I said, yeah, it was fine, I just rolled my eyes. Wasn't a big deal. One of those memory erasing flashes would be nice right about now, please. No, I don't need my memory erased. The uninspired approach of director F. Gary Gray. No, I had to look up who he was, because I didn't recognize the name. But yeah, director F. Gary Gray. I'm sure you've seen some of his work. He did, I don't know, set it off, but yeah, he did the Marky Mark Italian Job. That one's fine. It's certainly not as good as the original. He directed The Negotiator. Oh, I liked that movie. That was pretty good. Friday, I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but I don't remember it at all. A lot of people like it though. So, alright, F. Gary Gray. Yeah. None of his movies are terrible. Well, at least the ones I've seen, they're all at the very least decent. Alright, so let's go back to those critics. Hey, someone actually liked it. Every so often a movie gets so thoroughly shellacked by critics that when you see it and realize it's actually quite good, you can't help but feel sorry for the filmmakers. I mean, I mostly agree with that. Quite good? Well, let's maybe not go that far. It's fine, maybe bordering on good. But, yeah, quite good? Not quite. But yeah, I do feel sorry for the filmmakers. It's certainly better than this number right here would lead you to believe. And, well, so far, audiences have tended to agree. Well, the audience members willing to give Rotten Tomatoes their money, to pay to have the privilege of writing a review. Critics get paid to write reviews. Audience members have to pay to write a review. Yeah, see how it works? So, let's see. What else we have? Alright, and then we have Chris down here that says, 3 sequels in, we've yet to get something as good as the original film. I think they should just stop. How many movies that have 3 sequels have something in the sequels as good as the original? You're talking about almost every movie series that has at least 3 sequels. They're never as good as the original. So, yeah, the fact that this one isn't, so... Oh, and I just noticed this critic up here. He was Jake Wilson. Is he related to Jake Skywalker? Jake Picard? Is this really the fake version of some real critic? I don't know. Oh, another tomato. Men in Black International is that exact kind of blockbuster that's fun while you're watching it, but quickly shows its flaws once you actually think about it. Well, I'll be honest, I haven't really thought about the movie a lot to find the flaws, as I mentioned a few. But, yeah, I can agree with this. It was fun, and if I think about it a little more, I'm sure I can find plenty of other flaws, but, yeah. But hey, she still gave it a 6 out of 10. Anything else here? A splashy, somewhat forgettable continuation of the extraterrestrially minded Men in Black franchise. Yeah, that's right. So I think that's about it for my review. As I said, if you like all 3 Men in Black movies, you'll probably enjoy this just fine. But please don't give your money to Rotten Tomatoes. Buy your ticket some other way. Until my next video, please be excellent to each other. Farewell. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it and would like to encourage me to make more, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks again. A bientôt.